The biggest threat that weeds pose to the farmer is competition with the crops. They compete for nutrients, they compete for water as well, and also they can harbor a lot of pests and diseases that can affect the crop. So one of the challenges faced with weed control is that of herbicide resistance. Herbicide resistance occurs as a result of continuous overuse of the same control methods on the weeds. That is why it's important for farmers to use different methods of control, alternating these methods throughout the seasons.
IPM is when farmers use a variety of pest control techniques and measures in their pest management program instead of relying on just one method of control. That means using a combination of cultural, biological, mechanical, and chemical methods, including biotechnology, to manage pests in the most cost-effective, environmentally sound, and socially acceptable way. These biotech crops provide farmers with an additional tool to protect their crops against weed competition. This helps farmers to diversify their pest management strategies, ensuring they are economical and appropriate for their farming conditions. How does herbicide resistance develop? A very small number of weeds in the population are naturally resistant to certain types of herbicides. When the herbicide is used, it controls almost all of the weeds in the population. Survivors are resistant to the herbicide and lead to the next generation of resistant weeds. Applying herbicides with the same mode of action repeatedly enables the resistant population to multiply. The responsible use of any crop protection tool is based on the principles of IPM. Because IPM requires employing a variety of weed management techniques, weeds are less likely to develop resistance because not just one method is relied upon. This means that the available weed control technologies will have a longer lifespan and remain effective well into the future. There are several practices that farmers can employ to manage resistance. Scouting, to know what weeds are present to help inform their weed management strategies. Crop rotation, by either planting different crops or alternating between HT crops and non-HT crops in consecutive years. Practicing proper sanitation and limiting the spread of weed seed. Using herbicides with different modes of action from different HRAC, Herbicide Resistance Action Committee group codes. Strictly adhering to herbicide application frequency and dosage instructions as per label instructions.
The responsible use of these technologies is important to ensure the sustainability of the agricultural production.
Remember, as farmers, we have to give this over to our sons, to the next generation. Now, we have to use it responsibly so that even in future, they can also farm from generation to generation and for the future.
For detailed information on managing resistance, visit croplife.co.za. CropLife, helping farmers grow.